It's a classic story, isn't it? What happens when the very things that make you a massive success become the very seeds of your own destruction? Today, we're jumping right into the book Rise and Fall to unpack the incredible story of Mahesh Roy, a guy who literally built an empire from nothing, only to watch it all come crashing down under the weight of his own ambition.
And this quote right here, this is everything. It's the key to the whole story. It's the central paradox of Mahesh Roy's entire life. I mean, think about it. The same exact drive that dragged him out of poverty is what ultimately pulled him deep into the criminal underworld. The traits that made him, in the end, were the very same ones that broke him.
All right, so let's rewind. Our story kicks off in Dadapukar, a small town just outside Calcutta. This is where we meet Mahesh Roy, a kid who's brilliant but dirt poor. For him, life was just a daily struggle, a constant reminder of everything his family didn't have.
And just look at this climb. I mean, it's relentless. He drops out of school at 15, but that doesn't stop him. No way. He teaches himself how to code, he's balancing work and college, and then he goes and develops a hit software. Every single one of these steps is just pure grit. But his big break, that comes in Riyadh. He single-handedly stops his massive cyber attack and earns a life-changing reward. It's the ultimate underdog story, right? At this point, you are absolutely rooting for this guy.
So that reward money, that becomes the seed for his next huge chapter. He's got his savings, he's got a new MBA he earned through distance learning, and he comes back to India. But he's not just an employee anymore. Oh no. He is ready to build an empire of his own.
He starts with just one single, struggling hotel near the Bengaluru airport. And in this great nod to the city that completely changed his life, he calls it the Riyadh Connection. He pours absolutely everything he has into it, renovating, retraining the staff, focusing on just incredible service. And you know what? It works.
And that one hotel? Well, it just explodes into a national chain. He's so strategic about it, expanding to all these major tourist hubs across India. You've got the beaches of Goa, the mountains of Gangtok, the palaces of Udaipur. The Riyadh Connection becomes this trusted brand, and Mahesh Roy, he becomes a seriously respected hotelier.
But you know how these stories go. With all that success came an even greater and much more dangerous ambition. And this is where the story takes a really dark turn at his most glamorous spot, Goa. A place known for high stakes, fast money, and a whole lot of moral compromises.
So, his fall wasn't just one big event. It was a series of choices, one after the other. First, he opens the Royal Connection Casino, totally ignoring the warnings from his wife and parents. And there, he meets Roberto Giuliani, this suave international criminal. The deal was simple. Let a drug operation run out of the casino's VIP lounge for an absolutely astronomical cut of the profits. And Mahesh, totally blinded by greed, he says yes.
And this is the tragedy at the absolute heart of the story. The underdog who is just trying to support his family becomes a predator driven by pure greed. The resourceful innovator becomes a ruthless boss who only cares about easy, illegal money. He's not the hero of our story anymore. He's become the villain.
So as Mahesh is sinking deeper and deeper into this criminal underworld, two new people are about to get pulled into his world. Their names are Durga Varma, a really tenacious lawyer from Delhi, and Raj Malhotra, a brilliant software engineer. And their lives are about to collide with Mahesh's in the most tragic way you can imagine.
And in this just tragic twist of irony, Raj gets sent on a company rewards trip to Goa. And the hotel they put him up in? You guessed it, the Riyadh Connection, the very center of Mahesh's entire illegal operation.
Raj, he's a naturally curious guy, so he decides to go check out the hotel's casino, the Royal Connection. He's not really a gambler, but he starts noticing something off near the exclusive VIP lounge. You know, men in expensive suits making these discreet handoffs, hurried glances, whispered conversations. It definitely looked like more than just gambling was going on.
So he strikes up a conversation with a bartender who quietly confirms his worst fears. The lounge is a hub for a major drug trade. Raj, driven by his conscience, does what he thinks is the right thing. He goes straight to the local police and files a detailed report with an inspector named Ramesh Patel, completely unaware of just how deep the corruption really goes. Word of his police report gets back to Mahesh almost immediately. And just like that, Raj has become a loose end, a threat to the whole operation. That very same night, two men enter his room, they strangle him, and they stage his death to look like a suicide, silenced forever. The official story is suicide. But back in Delhi, Durga, she refuses to believe it, not for a second. She knows the man she loved would never, ever take his own life. She flies to Goa and she channels all of her suffocating grief into a relentless quest for just one thing: justice. She realizes pretty quickly she can't do this alone, so she strategically builds this formidable, if pretty unlikely, alliance. She convinces the conflicted Inspector Patil to help her from the inside. She partners with Meera Desai, a totally fearless journalist, to weaponize the media. She brings in Anand Tiwari, a forensic accountant, to trace the illegal money. And she finds Naresh, the terrified bartender who can confirm everything Raj discovered. Each person is a critical piece of the puzzle she has to solve.
And their strategy is just brilliant. It's a full-scale assault on all fronts. They don't just go after him in court. Oh no. Meera's media exposés create this firestorm of public outrage. Durga's relentless legal petitions start to freeze his assets. And the public protests they kick up turn up the heat on the authorities, leaving Mahesh with absolutely nowhere left to hide.
So this all sets the stage for the final epic showdown. It's not just about one man's death anymore. It's a battle for the soul of the entire system. And it leaves us with the ultimate question, right? In a world where it feels like power and money win every single time, is one person's relentless determination really enough to bring a corrupt empire to its knees?